for the first leg of the MTN8 semi-finals, where Stellenbosch FC beat Sekhukhune United by 2-0 with Eninaya and Titus grabbing goals on that occasion. It is Marumo Gallants playing in all white to get us underway tonight, and they'll attack the goal to the right-hand side of your screen during the first 45. Stellenbosch FC in their normal maroon colours. Here's a first touch for Mondi Mpambaniso. Influential in the midfield, maybe not quite living up to the billing, but yeah, on a day, I think Mondi plays well.
I think today is one of those games where you can find it very difficult. Stellenbosch always put a lot of pressure in that midfield, forcing mistakes, making sure it can play backwards and not too many passes forward.
Marvin Sikusano, who picked up a Player of the Match award, I think it was against Orlando Pirates as well, down at Dr. Petros Molemela. Nice first touch there for Tato Kibu, who signed from TX Galaxy and enjoying his second season with Stellenbosch FC. He'll enjoy it even more tonight if Stellenbosch FC can pick up their first victory of the season. Don't forget, third behind Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates in the Betway Premiership last season. They will play in CAF competition, the CAF Confederation Cup, along with Kaizer Chiefs, who won the Nedbank Cup. Will be in action tomorrow, Kaizer Chiefs. That's a big one. I'm sure you'll be in front of your telly, Sean, for Chiefs and Sundowns.
Yeah, I think everybody's looking forward to that game. Chiefs being in very good form start of the season. It's always a big test when you come up against the champions.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, and particularly because while Coach Nasruddin Nabi was away with his wife being hospitalized, he's back now, but while he was away, the team went 3-0 and just about top of the table, except for goal difference for Sekhukhune United. And how does it all change? Well, you'll have to tune in tomorrow to your World of Champions.
Yeah, I think everybody's waiting to see, is the style of play going to change now that the head coach is back, or just continuing where they left off?
Pretty impressed with this man, Kumbulani Ngube, 25-year-old right back who came through the junior ranks. One of 8 players who have played in all 8 matches in the starting lineup this season so far. For Marumo Gallants, just 2 players that have played all 3 matches, but 2 off the bench. Pambaniso, one of them, Mabuza, another. And Kamohelo Sitole is making his debut start today, so it leaves Mungisi Kumala on the bench. But he is also started all 3, won't start all 4 though.
Kevin Titus leaving it for Brendan Molosani. It's like a corner kick for Stellenbosch.
De Jong looking for a near post flick on, and that comes off a Marumo Gallants defender. It was either Hanklapo or Ngube, but it's a corner. The first for Stellenbosch FC. This is the kind of start that Steve Barker would want, and certainly any goal in the early stages, which is what Stellenbosch often strive for. I suppose all clubs do, but Stellenbosch FC particularly. And they got that result against Sekhukhune United last weekend to go 3-0 up in the MTN8 semi-final second leg, and that just about had it sealed, signed and delivered as far as Steve Barker is concerned. There is the new coach of Marumo Gallants, Alexandre Lafitte. Malavisani. Eninaya loves to push forward, goes on the wrong side of De Jong. I do like the way that Godswill Eninaya has settled down into this squad of Stellenbosch FC and is starting to enjoy quite a lot of freedom over the halfway line, the 26-year-old. Formerly playing at Rivers United up in the Nigerian Premier League. Pambaniso. Sitole. Now Sekele Sitole. Space wide from Zindami. Maybe not just reaching his full potential yet. Off Stanic.
I can clearly see Marumo finding a few spaces now, especially on the wings, creating a bit of problems for Stellenbosch.
Yeah, there's certainly going to be work to be done for Unati Mdaka, who turns 23 this coming Friday, the same day that Washington Ruby turns 17 years older, or 17 years older than the Stellenbosch FC midfielder. Come left back. Pombaniso. Tiani getting himself into a defensive position. Back to Nklapo. Nice little first-time tickle on the ball, and not quite the shot that Sekele Sitole was hoping for. Maybe this little slider was intended for Kamohelo Sitole.
But again, you can clearly see the combination play of Marumo Gallants, always trying to build up and get into that final third with good passing abilities.
Yeah, judging from what we've seen in the opening 5 minutes, I think this is going to be a lot more even than maybe some people envisaged before the match got underway, because Marumo Gallants have settled down rather quickly, and what they've also done is they've settled down quickly to understand Coach Lafitte's strategy, and it's going to be interesting to see how they continue over the season. Ndaka caught by Ngube. Yellow card.
That's a bit of a surprise. Referee and Blue not taking any chances here. Ngube, very unfortunate. I don't think there was any intent of hurting Ndaka.
Yeah, his foot was almost up at knee level. Referee, well, Devon Titus, I'm not sure if Devon Titus wanted something worse to come from referee Trina Mbuli, but Kubulani and Ngube getting an explanation from the match referee, offering his apology. But doesn't look like it helps Unati Ndaka.
It's always tricky when a defender gets a yellow card so early in the game. Now he's good, literally walking on eggshells. Can't make any tackles now, because the referee will be on your case.
While we're talking about this, we have an activation courtesy of Betway, the sponsors of the Premier League. It's called Spunise and Win. So the fans are encouraged to pop into the stadium with their very best garb and regalia, whatever, and on a night of football, it's only the home supporters that can win if they are chosen as the best fan of the night. And 10,000 South African rands in the pocket, and if they are a member of Betway, if they hold a betting card from Betway, then that gets doubled to 20 grand. And yeah, it's pretty nice to pop into the stadium and go home with 20k. Shots from distance, and a nice save from Washington Ruby makes his first intervention. That's good work by Janino Palace. Having a look at our combox window, I think we've already had a couple of candidates for that Spaniso and Win competition. I tell you what, the fans are quite active here in support of Stellenbosch. If you just about every touch, that's a good one, whether it's defensive or down the other side attacking the Marumo Gallants penalty area. There's a lot of cheering going on for a lot of touches in the players in purple. Ngube, Sekola, De Jong sets it up beautifully for Titus, and he might have run into Sigosana, and that's why I think the referees are playing on, because that looked like almost deliberate from Devon Titus.
Well, I think it could have gone either way, to be honest. You can see clearly Devon Titus pushing that ball way ahead, and Sikosana just going into the path and obviously accidentally crossing path with Titus.
Benefiting from a lot of second ball here, Marumo Gallants. Once again, it's a Mondium Pambaniso. One way and then the other, trying to wrong foot the Nigerian. Enyinaya finally has to find Nklapo. A bit ambitious, maybe. Six of one, half a dozen of the other. Sikosana certainly didn't lose any ground at standing up in front of Devon Titus. Away by Malawisani. It is a contact sport.
Yeah, I think he knew exactly. You know, it's better to stop Titus there than on the 18-yard box. So, oh, good touch there from Coach Lafitte.
Forward by Stanic. Kiba, De Jong. Enyinaya leaves it for Lisiba Nku. Toto Kiba again. A nice build-up here from Stellenbosch FC. Well cut out by Chabatsani. And Pambanizo. Toto Kiba not able to keep possession. 3 against 3 here. And the ball taking an unfortunate deflection towards Stanic from Kamahela Sitole. That had an opportunity written all over it if it wasn't for the pass that came off the back of the Marumo Gallants number 7. Here's Danino Palace. Missed header by De Jong, but no damage done as Titus pops up in the midfield and finds Lisiba. In fact, it's Toto Kiba and now Enyinaya. A lot of thought going into the attack from both sides at the moment. There's some good ball-playing skills that we're seeing on a tricky surface. Certainly, it's certainly not the FNB Stadium, is it?
No, it's definitely not the most smoothest. You know, it's very, very important to keep your focus and watch the ball till you receive it. Very bumpy out there. From a distance, it looks very good, but once you're on that field, it's a lot of patches where it's quite uneven.
Good first touch from Lebogang Mabocha. Exceptional player, the 33-year-old. I think that Alessandro Lafitte will be happy with what he's seen so far in the opening 12 minutes of this one. Looking for his side to play a little more by the look of his gesticulations inside the half of Stellies.
I think the first 10 minutes they've shown they can get into the final third. It's more a matter of the delivery and decision making.
Don't forget there are another 4 matches being played tonight. Orlando Pirates hosting newcomers Orbit College, who qualified through the promotion playoffs. Polokwane City hosting Durban City, who won the first division last season. Richards Bay FC and Chipper, which I think could be certainly one to watch. That's a bottom of the table clash. Both sides in the relegation zone. And TX Galaxy against Siwelele. Don't forget TX Galaxy trailing by a goal to 0 against Chipper United in their last league match. Came back to win by 4 goals to 1 with Ditejani scoring the first hat-trick of the season. Siwelele also lost the previous encounter. They are a new side though. Always work to be done to build up. Ndaka, Palace, Ndaka again, Stanic there to try and prevent him. Sindami causing problems. Not quite sure he's reached his full potential, hasn't Sindami. Does show glimpses of potential. Has scored 1 goal as well in Sindami this season. No way through for Lisiba Nku.
De Jong just using his body to ensure that Nku can get the ball. Seem to be like 2 Marumo Gallant players clashing with each other.
Looks like Lebogang Mabocha.
So that's right, just once again a reminder that
Kloppo obviously collided, couldn't avoid the contact.
this coming Saturday at 3 o'clock is an incredible fixture on the football calendar.
Yeah, like in any contact sport, I suppose the first sport, of course, not to injure your opponents. You hear the same in motor racing Grand Prix, whether it be bikes or cars. Win the race, but don't take out your teammate.
Yeah, I think that's the first rule in any sport, isn't it?
Any sport, yeah, absolutely. player warming up here for Marumo Gallants. Looked like Katikani Mplongo, the former Laruma FC right-sided fullback, signed from the side that was relegated from the bottom of the Motepe Foundation Championship last season. And not to be misinterpreted with Laruma Lions, who are a new side, and Laruma Lions buying the status of JDR Stars in this season's NFD. But yeah, this doesn't look good for the 33-year-old Lebogama Borja. It looks like it's on the inside of the right knee, where he was caught by his teammate, and yeah, it's debilitating.
I think it might actually have been the way he fell, the collision with De Jong. Probably just not balanced, and probably just collapsed the knee inwards. Hence all the pain on that inside. You can clearly see De Jong. See that knee just collapsing as he jumped over Nklapo.
Marumo Gallants down to 10 for the moment. Long throw in again. No doubt from Bolowisani. Little change of tactics to De Jong with a header. Offside flag has gone up.
It's a well-worked throw in there from Stellenbosch. Devin Titus just slightly getting himself in the wrong side of the defense.
Now Devin Titus, 24-year-old, has come through the junior ranks. Only one goal for him so far. Came after Barnes's brace against Amazulu. Beg your pardon, that's the wrong game. Came with Eninaya in the Sekukuni match 10 days ago here. Hearing from Steve Barker as well that there's only one place that Devin Titus is destined for, and it's not in South Africa.
Yeah, apparently he came out and said he only wants to go to Europe. Yep. So wish him all the best in that journey. But it's good to see that players have that ambition to want to move abroad.
Mandi Mpapaniso takes a little knock in the back from Chacho Kiba. Strong header from Janino Palace. Flick on from Titus. Nicely away by Mpo Chabatsani. And Titus, if he'd had some support on the touchline for that little tickle, there might have been some business for Stellenbosch FC. Nicely worked away by Sikosana. And the one thing that you can be sure of from a Marumo Gallants team, that they like to play ball, they like to have possession, and they will try and dribble away from their own penalty area.
Well, there's no fear from these players playing out from the back. Quite comfortable. You can see it's something they've practiced day in and day out. You've got to be comfortable in order to do that. Otherwise, you put yourself in a lot of trouble.
A little bit of concern on the face of Steve Parker. By Chabatsani, and Sindami is the target. Nice little touch to get rid of Mdaka. Does have some support from Mube? Does he send it down the touchline? He does. Mube past Titus. Good clearing header though by Stellenbosch FC's Mtiani. De Jong, Mtiani. Eninaya. Zibanku not able to get through. A little bevy of about 4 Marumo Gallants players, and they really do look very nicely organized defensively here to the side from Bloemfontein. Darker clears. Titus, just a little nudge on Sekela Sitori, who responds. And the referee will play an advantage to Tato Kiba. Devin Titus. A little bit of physicality suddenly in the game here, Sean.
Yeah, it's good to see, obviously. Oh, that's going to be a booking, yeah. Clearly blocked Titus from advancing. Looked like Nklapo.
The referee says he's got everything under control. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a card that's going to be given by Mr. Eugene Mdluli. And Steve Barker queries that.
I'm sure Stevie Barker is saying that's the second time, and there's a clear tactical foul from Nkloppo.
The referee has already issued a yellow card to Kumbulani Ngube for a foul that might not have necessarily on another day, although having looked at it again when the challenge came in, it was almost at knee height to Mdaka. But Nkloppo is standing on thin ice here. In the meantime, Mdaka gets his side into trouble. It's a fantastic save from Toto Kiba. And then Molowisani with a tug of a jersey. The referees awarded the free kick to Stellies. Wow, massive passion in this one.
A few individual errors there. Mdaka and then Molosani giving possession away. Very fortunate referee Mduli seeing a foul.
That is the initial challenge from Toto Kiba, which was a really good piece of defending from the attacking player who played at Utongati and then TX Galaxy, where he was signed from in the middle of last season. Stanic into the middle. Titus facing the wrong way. Good work done by Sekela Sitole. Molowisani, Eninaya. Obvious ball to Lesiba and Ku, knocks it inside for the Nigerian. Just for a moment, an opportunity beckoned for Stellenbosch FC, but the flow of the game is rather impressive early on here. Zanino Palace, and ball at the same time.
I think just Stellenbosch trying to find their rhythm. Only put like 2 or 3 passes together. Looking to get exploit the space behind the defense where it's not much left, with Arubi also being a sweeper keeper.
Ball whipped into the penalty area, nicely cleared though by Sikosana, and then Lesiba and Ku fouled by Mpambaniso.
I'm sure this is moments where Coach Lafitte wouldn't want to give fouls away. Remember the last game against Sekukune, Inyanaya getting a header from a set play.
Yeah, tremendous header from the Nigerian to open his account in the colours of Stellies. And they do pose an aerial threat to Stellenbosch FC. Washington Arubi, though, is a tough man to get past. He has conceded a goal in every match they've played so far this season, Marumo Gallants, against the Richards Bay FC Pirates and Amazulu. 2 wins and a loss. Coach Lafitte. Again, the ball slipped into Young off the crossbar. That's the second time this season that the New Zealand-born attacker has hit the woodwork for Stellenbosch FC. Cool. Pardon. Mube. Nice to see Lebakang Mabocha is back on the field of play and seems to be running quite freely after that rather lengthy piece of medical intervention. Titus looking for the return ball, and Nsendami almost impeded by Tato Kiba. It's lovely to see the intensity, though. Both of these sides are playing attacking football. They're both showing a lot of passion and intensity.
I think the intensity is coming a little bit more from Gallants also. They've had a week to prepare for this particular game. And like it indicated, Stellenbosch only making 1 change. Still trying to find their feet here.
Henry Stanic, who was playing in Poland with Balzan before signing with Stellenbosch FC. He is Belgian of birth, is Stanic, and seems to be settling rather nicely here with Malawisani. I think that is a combination that will work. He's quite a big unit, is Henry Stanic.
I think it's always important for a central defence pairing to play together for quite a few games, and you can see that understanding already there.
Malawisani not taking any chances in front of Mabocha. Maybe suggesting to his fellow defenders that should have been cleared long before took his intervention, but Marumo Gallants will have their first corner. Still waiting for the announcement from the Premier League to the stadium in which the MTN8 final will be played. Meantime, we have TX Galaxy with a goal that lead over Sibalele by 1-0 in Bombela. Looking to double their amount of points on TX Galaxy, and coach Bedanovic will be hoping for more. Well, the ball arrives very quickly at Tavatsani. Wasn't able to do much with it. Was the Marumo Gallant centre-back, and then a bit ambitious from Mpambaniso.
Seems like Sage Stevens has misjudged the flight of the ball for a second. He wanted to come out to gather it, and then ended up rooted to the line.
The only goal of the evening so far is that Mahlambi goal for TX Galaxy against the former SuperSport United, now Sibalele FC. Now the Marumo Gallants players are feeling the heated battle here. A couple of knocks and a lot of chit-chat, not only on the field but off it as well. Mpambaniso, excellent play. Let's have a look at this header from De Jong. Got in a very good position indeed. Found the middle of the crossbar above Washington Arubi, who was beaten all ends up. Away by Eninaya. Back from Mpambaniso. Eninaya, another header. Looking for Kiba. Mondi's done brilliantly here. Looking for Nsendami. It was the right angled ball to play, but the fullback did well, Mdaka. Nsendami, it's a beautiful ball. Sekela Sitole. Kiba, cool, calm and collected. It looks as if he was going to rush into the clearance. He didn't eventually. But Sekela Sitole's on fire here tonight. Devon Titus. And Nsendami gets the better of the 24-year-old. Nsendami with another opportunity. Loves the ball on his left foot, tucks it back past Mondi. This is Tavatsani, and look at the high line that Marumo Gallants are playing suddenly. Lots of belief there. Offside against Sekela Sitole.
It was great work here from Sitole. And Sage Stevens had to be alert. A lot of bodies between him and the ball. Saw it at the late second, and even Mpambaniso just running across him made it quite difficult, but very experienced Sage Stevens.
Any touch on the ball from Mpambaniso, that's the visitors taking the lead. Not the case though. Eninaya is feeling the effects of what has been a pretty tough opening, nearly half an hour. And Steve Barker knows that he's got a bat on his hands here. That facial expression tells you everything. Eninaya, that looks more like a hamstring. Stopped and turned, and just Mpambaniso just clipping the left ankle, and then he was holding onto his hamstring immediately. Was God's will. He's been in the thick of things from the start of the match, and it's not always been clean cut from Mondi. Potential substitutes for Stellenbosch FC going through a warm-up. They do have former Barocca goalkeeper Oscarine Mazaluki there. Centre-back in Sevilla and Kwali. Muzumukhle Kanye, who was the leading goal scorer in the MFC last season with 18 goals for Hungry Lions as a striking option. And there's some of the younger clan. Maluwisani. Titus, the ball skips off the surface and makes it difficult for Devon Titus, but De Jong has won it back here. Careless from Marumo Gallants, so Titus can't take advantage. Klapo. Mube with a nice turn. And he turned himself into trouble with Rasiba and Ku. Mabocha. Palace has done nicely. Now Tiani. Godswall.
It's always a risk playing out from the back. If you lose the possession in your own half, you've got to put immediately pressure on that ball. Marumo has done it very well in his first 30 minutes.
Titus working hard in the midfield, so is Janino Palace. Nobody making that run. It is almost as if Palace expected De Jong to have made a little dart off the corner of the Marumo penalty area. It didn't.
Well, the problem was De Jong pulling wide. He expected probably Kiba to make the run through the middle. That front four always have the liberty and freedom of changing positions. You'll find Titus on the right, De Jong on the left, Titus in the middle, even Kiba alongside him as well.
Henry Stanic has moved himself into the Marumo Gallants penalty area. Looking for the flick on from De Jong. That's good defense from Chabatsani. Now the counter-attack comes quickly from Sitole. Stevens slips while he clears. De Jong. Keeper can't hit control, and Marumo Gallants really playing some good football here. And even when they're on the defensive and they get the second ball, they're able to contrive something positive out of it. And Ku is switched from one side to the other, which means Titus is now down the right. Referee seems unhappy with the ball. Klapo, Mube, Sikusana, former Polokwane City and Free State Stars player. Free State Stars player here in Sekele Sitoli as well. No longer a team in South African football. Sold their status to Keswick Stars, who played in the playoffs in their first season and then the third season as well. Side from Komaklanga. Titus, good control from Titus. Good defense, though, from Mube. Now here comes Mabocha. Sitole. Pambaniso with nice control with the ball there from Marumo Gallants wide. Stanic to Maluwisani. Tiani will be bypassed out towards Mdaka. Nice first touch from Munati. The delivery wasn't quite on the same level as his first controlling efforts. Klapo. Now it's one for you, one for me at the moment, and the match has been played at such a pace. And the players getting man and ball at the same time quite often. Toto keeper to Eninaya. Nice little touch to Lesiba and Koo. Now it's Mtiani. Kiba. Lots of width over on the left-hand side if they need it. They do find Ndaka. Ndaka's got Titus for company. Wasteful.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Stevie Barker will be happy with that. Got to keep the ball a little bit more in order to get into that 18-yard area. Got to try and feed the young as well into the box.
Foul by Titus. Sekele Sitole faces off with the Devon Titus. Well, he committed the foul firstly to Titus. He's the guilty party.
Yeah, I think he just feels there's been a few fouls on him and nothing's really happened. And you can clearly see the frustration when he tackles Sitole. Referee Gluli trying to calm him down.
Sabatsani. The watchers just cut a little bit onto the inside of the park, and Klapo forced to just cover a bit on the inside because there's some good work being done here by Eninaya. Tiani's open, but he chooses to go down the line to Devon Titus. Sabatsani will clear in front of De Jong. But for the first time, the troublesome Lebaka Mabocha gets fouled. Toto Kiba with the foul for Stellenbosch FC.
Well, this game has never produced a lot of goals, has it?
No. Stellenbosch FC won the first game on the 23rd of October by a goal to nil. Marumo Gallants on the 6th of March the next year by a single goal. They played to a 1-1 draw in March of 2023. And in 24-25 season, Sellies won by a goal to nil. In the league, Marumo won by a goal to nil in the Carling knockout on their way to a semi-final loss against Mamelodi Sundowns. And the most recent match was won by a Titus goal in Bloemfontein on the 4th of March this year. So yeah, one goal here, one goal there, nothing much to choose. 7 matches played between the two sides, 3 victories for Stellenbosch FC, 2 draws, 2 losses, and only 7 goals in total. And Titus is going to have to calm things down a little bit because...
yeah, you can see the frustration from Devon Titus. He's asking if anything's going to happen. And Pambiso again is the one that...
Yeah, I think Marumo Gallants could start to tantalize Devon Titus a little bit. Hope for some discipline in his favour. Sekele Sitole with a foul on him. We've had Ngube with a foul. This time it's Mpambanisa. And Mpambanisa must be running pretty close to a yellow card himself, to be honest.
Oh, I think that could be his last chance now. I think referee Eugene Mgluli is not going to speak to him again after that.
Nope. Free kick to Mtiani. Maybe to Lesiba and Koo. Tiani. Cleared by Sikosana. The target man was De Jong.
Foul by De Jong. Just nudging Sikosana in the back, putting him a little bit off balance.
Vicky Mabuza has been included in the starting lineup as one of 2 changes made by coach Lafitte. Former first division player with the side that was relegated in bottom spot from the the Tipi Foundation Championship last season, Laruma United.
Another player slipping. Obviously, it hasn't been rain here for a couple of days, but it's still, you know, night time, a little bit of dew on top. Makes it quite difficult under the feet.
Pambaniso, Sikola, Janino Palace forces the error from Marumo Gallants, and the pace continues to be at a high level here at the Donny Craven Stadium. I don't think there was any real worry. The fans, though, got a bit agitated.
Yeah, well, there's one thing, you never back pass, give a back pass in the direction of the goal. You've got to give it to the side. That's the first rule, even as a junior, they teach you. So, very interesting from Stanic.
Certainly was. Obe to Washington Arubi. Pambaniso outgunned on that occasion. This is Kiba. Ininaya, good first touch, and a give better one on the second time of asking two, and gets absolutely clattered into by Sitole, Kamahelo Sitole.
I don't think the referee gave a foul, he played on.
I think he did. Forward by Unati Mdaka.
This is a critical time of the game, isn't it? You do not want to concede, but you would love to score just before half-time. Put yourself in the driving seat.
Stellenbosch FC 0, Marumo Gallants 0. They've only played to a goalless draw on one occasion. That was on the 6th of August down in Bloemfontein. On the 6th of August. Still only the one goal that's come so far. Very close to Titus getting in there past Washington Arubi, but still Teeks Galaxy with the only goal tonight. Walawisani. Allows the ball to bounce in front of him and makes a huge mistake. It comes back and somehow manages to get possession back for Stellenbosch FC. Well, that's one way of making up for a bad judgment. Eninaya.
It's Nku coming inside on the left foot. The left is his stronger foot, but what was Molasani thinking? The easiest thing to do is kick it out for a throw-in. He recovered really well after the initial mistake.
Kloppo looking for the long ball. Challenges Janino Palace successfully, cleared by Mdaka. Q getting in the mix once again, and cutting in that way and getting into keeper's space. They lose possession, Stellenbosch FC. Sikosana, Chabatsani. And Sendami. It's a good spot from Chabatsani. Sekele Sitole. Nicely headed away by Ninaya. Ntiani. Oh, again a mistake in defence. Nsendami. Ntiani with a half a clearance. Still a chance though for Sekele Sitole. Stellenbosch FC got a bit fortunate there. And a slip from Titus will make it even more difficult. Mube slips and then sits on the ball and handles. And it's all becoming a bit comical.
Oh my word. He could not have written this script. From Mtiani going into Titus, Lube, nobody can keep their feet in the balance in these conditions. But you've got to be alert as an opponent, because it could be an easy mistake leading to a goal for your team.
That was a crazy passage of play. Unbelievable. And to top it all, Sage Stephen bats it straight out of play from the free kick. Yeah, that 1 minute is going to be added on to the end of the first 45, in which we haven't had a goal yet, so we're just a second or two away from first half stoppage time, and Darker's touch will send us into time added on.
1 minute remaining before half time.
We hear from the stadium MC in the final minutes, and Darker goes out of play under pressure from Sentami. And I reckon, Sean, that Coach Lafitte must certainly fancy himself for a little dart here at Stellenbosch FC in the second half.
I think Stellenbosch might have had the bulk of the possession, but I think Gallants have had more opportunities in the final third and containing Stellenbosch also for most of the period. So looking more promising for Gallants at this moment in time, I would say, but can never discard Stellenbosch. Always a team that comes back in the second half a little bit stronger.
Stellenbosch FC having played double the amount of matches that Marumo Gallants have played, having played in the MTN 8 and the Betway Premiership so far, which is only in round 4, halfway through this encounter as the referee blows for at half-time. Changes for Steve Parker as he tries to mix it up, and one can understand why he would do that. His players have been playing week in, week out, midweek, weekend, MTN 8 and Betway Premiership. 2 changes made. Muzamukri Kanye, former Hungry Lions striker, and Langalikre Pili, who has scored a goal both in league and cup this season so far, have come on. Laziba Nku and Janino Palace making way. What do you make of those changes, Sean?
Well, Pili is the one, obviously, that's going to be key. He's the player that has got him the league goal this far against Magezi. You see what impact him and Kanye can have in the next 45 minutes.
Also, some new attack. Oh, Kanye already, as the 2 new players link up here. Pili now, still Pili on the turn, strikes the back of the net. That's the substitution that makes the difference, and Steve Parker, no doubt, will take a lot of credit for that. Pili's third goal.
Well, those are what most coaches want, your substitutions to come off the bench and make an immediate impact. The intensity has definitely increased with Stellenbosch, and that is the goal that they've been waiting for. The fans are jubilant, waiting for that first victory. Could it be here tonight with the first strike from Pili?
Strike hard, strike early, and that's exactly what they did, and the celebrations continue. Pili scored against Amazulu in the cup. He scored against Magesi in the league, the only league goal so far. In fact, he's the only player that scored in the league for Stellenbosch FC.
It's good work here from Kanye. He does really well. But you're giving Pili all the time and space, allowing him to come inside, and Washington sees it very late. There's one of his players in front attempting to stop it. But Pili, give him all the credit. Goes through the legs of Ruby.
Yeah, that is the reason why he's looking a bit dejected, Washington and Ruby. Straight through the legs of the veteran Zimbabwean goalkeeper. Langalikre Pili, just 20 years old. Came through the junior ranks here. It's only his second, it's his 5th appearance of the season, and 4 of them have come from the bench. Meantime, Sekele Sitole has an injury.
So that's 2 league goals for Stellenbosch, and both scored by Pili.
Response needed for Alexandre Lafitte. Lost his previous match a week ago against Amazulu by a 1-0. It was away from home. Trails by the same scoreline here. Sikusana with a challenge. A bit too enthusiastic for referee Eugene Mgluli's liking as he knocks over Ininama.
There's a strong boy, Kazi Inaya. Physical presence at the back. Good work ethic as well.
Well, those fans who are still getting a cup of coffee at half-time have missed out with the only goal. We see some of the supporters returning from the kitchen. Not the same kitchen that Mark Williams bangs on about.
It's too hot in that kitchen.
No, too hot in that one, that's for sure. Showed it in the African Cup of Nations finals. Goodness me, that's a while ago now. Nearly 30 years. It's been 30 years since Orlando Pirates won the CAF Champions League against ASIC Mimosa with a Skosana goal. That's a blow in a sensitive area. Steve Barker will be a lot happier than his facial expression shows. Toto Kiba is the man who's injured.
And now, march to the MTN8 finals. The MTN8 final will be on the 13th of September. The date, 13th September, and the venue to be confirmed.
Lafitte under pressure immediately at the start of the second. I think there can surely be no better time to score a goal.
Yeah, I think it's always like we say, that's a critical phase, is the last few minutes of half time and before, and after you start the match. You come out of the dressing room, some of the players probably still in the dressing room, not really switched on. And that's where the substitutions obviously made a big impact with Kanye and Pili.
Toto Kiba's injury opens the door potentially for Chumani Batsaka, maybe even Ibrahim Jabbar to make their way onto the field of play.
And the two players who would love to be on the field, Sanele Barnes and Ashley Cupido.
Yeah, both with injury. Saw that during that first leg match on this tricky pitch, he lasted almost 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and pulled up with an injury. Still keeps himself out of play. And then Sanele Barnes, the former Tuks player who went to Richards Bay FC and signed here with Stellenbosch FC, has been carrying a little bit of a niggle, and he did come on and play during Saturday's second leg as a substitute, but he's left out of the matchday squad today, and maybe he's just aggravated that little muscle injury that he's been carrying for a while, Sanele Barnes, but he's a quality player.
Oh, he started the season on fire in his first game against Amazulu with the brace. Great set play, great free kick.
Was he playing when you coached Tuks? Sanele
No.
Barnes, not yet. Playback underway at the Donny Craven Stadium, and Pampaniso with a little touch. Nsendami, Lebachang Mabocha. Flick on is easily dealt with. But back it comes almost immediately with Nklapo. Almost thought he was going to pull the trigger. Sitole. And Marumo Gallants have to apply this sort of pressure. Even Titus back in defense at the moment, and Zindami trying to turn the winger. Eninaya gets the better of Mabocha. Not really any chase up front. Kanye finds himself defended by Tabatsani, and that is a foul by Nklapo on Titus.
Oh, it's a late challenge there by Nklapo. Could have been a dangerous tackle there from a distance. You can see Titus clearly getting to the ball first. And if we had the luxury of VAR, that would have been possibly a red.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucky man, I think. Siyabonga and Nklapo. Former Highlands Park player, and then signed by SuperSport United, and Highlands Park were bought by TX Galaxy and played at Chippa United. Siyabonga. Talking about TX Galaxy, last we heard they were leading 2-0 against Siwelele. Richards Bay FC leading against Chippa United in that bottom of the table clash. Pirates in orbit.
The place to be at 3 o'clock at Flow Stadium.
Marumo Gallants potentially
Stellenbosch.
warming up substitutes. So no goals between Orlando Pirates and Orbit College, no goals between Polokwane City and Durban City in the Limpopo province. Richards Bay FC Having scored with Gabadinho Mhango. And TX Galaxy with Maklambi, who's got both of the goals. Malawisani, playback underway at the Donny Craven Stadium. Might be a little bit too close here.
It's a little bit tricky there for Washington Arubi. I think the more intended cross from Thabo Malawisani than a shot at goal. But Arubi had to be alert. Just tipping it over the crossbar for a corner.
Stellenbosch FC looking to stay on the attack here with a set piece by Mtiani. Punched away by Washington Arubi, knocks into his own player. Titus trying to recover things, and Mdaka does recover things. Pambaniso denied by Titus. One for you, one for me at the moment, and Sitole failing to get his head onto the ball. Kani Ininaya with a touch. Oh, and a little slip in defense from Beki Mapusa. Toto Kiba. Still Toto Kiba. Good work done on that left flank by the new man and goal scorer Langalihlepili. Kanye looking for De Jong.
Yeah, he's got some decent height when he jumps, Kanye.
Nice footwork by Kamahelo Sitole. Need to be playing the football in the Stellenbosch half of the field. In the second half of this encounter, it will be the white-clad Marumo Gallants who will play from right to left. Stellenbosch FC attacking the goal to the right-hand side of your screen. Daka concedes a corner. Marumo Gallants have shown that they are capable of pressurising the goal of Sage Stevens, but Stellenbosch FC goalkeeper, although he's only had one clean sheet the entire season, he's quite capable of keeping one here tonight as keeper tries to make the clearance. But this is Marumo Gallants again. Pambaniso under pressure from Kani. Sibonga Nklapo, important role for him to play. At the age of 36, the second oldest player in the starting lineup for Marumo Gallants. Second oldest player on the pitch, because both of the elder statesmen are in the camp of the side based at the stadium in Mangaung.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see introduction of Clifford very shortly. Needs something different up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Really providing to be a bit of a handful here for Sikosana, but the big centre-back's done nicely.
The last corner was not convincingly cleared by Arubi. You can see Most of the players just gathering in that 6-yard area again.
Plays it short this time. Klapo clears. Did it come off Kanye? No, it came off from Klapo. Consecutive corners here for Stellenbosch FC. And a little bit of a variation towards the near post that time. But yeah, Washington Arubi has been surrounded. Mtiani to the back post this time. Ininaya with a challenge. Arubi confident. Pambaniso. Darkest won that battle. Stellenbosch FC making 2 changes, and immediately they link up to open the scoring. Kanye and Pili. Marumo Gallants, one would have thought almost immediately would have retaliated with changes of their own to try and offset that combination, but they haven't. They still haven't made any changes yet. Alexandre Lafitte's side. Doesn't get any easier for Stellenbosch FC too, although at some stage I would imagine they'd have a break, because this coming Saturday another huge encounter, just back from their matches against Sekhukhune United in the MTN 8 as Titus suddenly finds just an inkling of space. Clearance needed to be made by Sikosana. Stellenbosch FC on Saturday will play against Mamelodi Sundowns here. Gallants will return home to the Dr. Petros Molemela Stadium to take on Polokwane City, who are at the moment level with Durban City up in Peter Makaba. Big battle for Makoja. Kanye holds onto the ball rather nicely, but it's not the best delivery. He plays it almost behind De Jong towards Pili. Nice touch from Mabuza. Sitole. Space for Nsintami. That was Sitole. Nsintami works one way, then the other. No power. So Orlando Pirates join the goal scorers tonight. A goal for Pirates against Orbit College. Only one match without goals is the Polokwane City Durban City game. I think the First Division champions have done well so far. 4th place on the table. Ndaka cut out by Sikosana. Sikosana's done well. There are only 4 unbeaten sides, even at this early stage of the Betway Premiership. 3 matches in. Sekhukhune United, Chiefs, Sundowns and Durban City. Titus, Eninaya, De Jong. Oh, it took a bit long with the first touch. It's a lovely piece of defending from Sekele Sitole, but it doesn't last long, the possession. Webam Darker. And Stellenbosch FC, I think, have just slowed it down a fraction. They might have just taken a little bit of edge off the what we saw in the first half, and the football's a lot more constructive.
Well, I think it also helps when you have 2 players up front with the movement in Kanya, and I think Langulufle, Pili, always availing themselves and utilizing the speed.
Pampaniso. Sitole. Wide by Klapo. Forward by Ngube. And that's not a bad ball. Keeper backs away from it, and that's a good piece of defending from Stanic. It's a corner, but he covered well, did the Belgian. Don't forget, we still have that activation courtesy of Betway, Spunise and Win, and we'll have the winner announced to you not so long from now. Let's have a look at the corner. Ball almost reaches Mabuza. Anywhere will do from Devon Titus. Tabatsani. Stanic clears. Mtiani appeals for a handball given by the referee of Kiba.
Very unfortunate, he just couldn't move his arm away in time. Referee Mgluli in perfect position to award the free kick.
Yeah, it's not a bad position for a free kick. It's far enough outside the penalty area to get the ball up and down. Do they have somebody that can strike a quality ball from that sort of range? And Sendami looks to be interested. Marumo Gallants will be keen for an equalising goal. Doesn't work for Tabatsani. Sekele Sitole denied by Mtiani. Marumo Gallants are starting to pressurise. Throw in here for Becky Mabuza. Needs a flick on. Try to keep it clears in front of Sitole. And they continue with their pressure to Marumo Gallants. Those high balls are being dealt with rather nicely. Stanic, oh, Titus. It's a bit of a weird direction from him, and the keeper just about spills it over his line. Sage Stevens.
Oh my word. It wasn't easy to deal with in the first place. Misguided clearance from Titus. Oh.
More pressure coming here. Marumo Gallants. Chance for Nklapo. Deflected away from the danger zone, bashed away by Ninaya. And Stellenbosch FC are hanging on by their fingertips.
Living on the edge.
Yep. Foul by Sikisana on De Jong. Wow,
Sage Stevens did well.
Moments. Yeah, he did.
I don't think he expected that. Look at that clearance. That ball went easily 30-40 meters in the air. And it comes off the upright.
Did come off the post. You're right. Ooh, that's unbelievable. That is now the let-off of the season so far.
That's a bit of luck you need sometimes, you know, in order to win games.
Ninaya showing some skill here. Still needs a bit of space available. The Nigerian provides it towards De Jong. Tato Kiba showing some skill. Tabatsani clears.
Oh, it's a perfect position for Thabo Molosane to take his long throw in.
Turn for Stellenbosch FC to apply a bit of pressure, because they have been the side that have been soaking up the pressure so far. Malawisani, familiar figure from these sort of situations. De Jong's flick on. Doesn't quite reach Devon Titus, and away come Marumo Gallants. Oh, that's a really, really clever challenge.
And Doc has had an outstanding game for me so far.
Totally.
Find himself in very good positions, showing aggression, and winning most of his battles as well.
Marumo Gallants making a change here. Kamahelo Sitole will make way, and Pampaniso will make away too. And on comes Philip Ndlonto and Jason Clifford. Remember Jason Clifford for that winning goal against Orlando Pirates here. Or not here, but in Bloemfontein at the Dr. Petros Molamela Stadium, where he came on as a sub, and we were talking in commentary about the domination of Orlando Pirates, and we said it's a type of game that if there's a breakaway, something will happen. It wasn't even 5 minutes later. Jason Clifford storms into the penalty area, sticks out a boot, gets a touch on it, scores the winning goal. Unbelievable. Game of football, and Marumo Gallants will look to replicate that tonight with Clifford. Mabuza looking for a touch. Pili trying to get rid of Sikosana. Yeah, that's a wayward pass from Stellenbosch FC, and Unna Tiamdaka, who's really had a fabulous game tonight so far. Toto Kiba, that's not going to end well for Stellies. And I think the referee might go to the pocket here. Yes, he does. I don't think there can be too much argument. Set-piece opportunity and headed goalwards, but not really too much power from Jason Clifford. Well, it's one of those matches that could be won with any touch of the ball. It's been end-to-end. There's been mistakes. There's been some good play, and Pili introduced himself beautifully with a goal that he scored. Philip Ndlondlo on back from Chan, back to the side where he played his football before signing with Orlando Pirates, and now signed from Pirates. Scored an absolute ripper of a goal against Uganda in Chan, which could have gone down, might still go down as the goal of the tournament. But snapped up here by Marumo Gallants, the 30-year-old. We held on to the ball so beautifully there, Jason Clifford. Cool, calm and collected in defence though are Marumo Gallants. Yeah, both sides maybe being a little wasteful at the moment.
Both teams just seem to want to have that direct route to the attacking players. Even Marumo Gallants at the moment not putting passes together, rather opting for the long ball.
Possession given away to Young. Titus in space. Chabatani gets the better of Titus momentarily anyway. And Chabatani blocks Kanyi. Time for a counter-attack. Marumo Gallants here. Ndlondlo. Nhlapo, bigger partner, it's Mabuza. Ndlondlo again. Space for Nhlapo. Mabuza. There's some pace about this attack. Lovely play by Ndlondlo. Put him back by Mabocha. The keeper has to be very sharp indeed against Sitole, does Sage Stevens.
I think Coach Lafitte will be very happy with that promising attack. Maybe hoping for a goal, but it's looking a lot more promising for Marumo Gallants.
Stellenbosch FC might lead by 1-0, but it's still anybody's match, and I Pinkompo Chabatsani certainly had a better second half than he had during the first. Stellenbosch FC win by a goal to nil. The winner of Spunise and win competition, Kotileli Nkotsani is his name. Wins 10,000 bucks. He wasn't a card holder of Better, unfortunately, otherwise he would have gone home with 20.
It's not bad coming to watch your favorite team and going home with 10,000.
I think it's fantastic. Stellenbosch FC making changes. Chimani Butsaka is going to come on for Tato Kiba. And then Devon Titus is going to see the end of his match, and his place will be taken by Fomosho Lekolowani, former Barocca player. Devon Titus just being protected a little bit. Lekolowani will come on for the 5th time this season as a change player. Chimani Butsaka has played twice in the starting lineup. This is his 3rd appearance off the bench. Chabatsani fouls Kanye, although the referee's pointed in the other direction. Uzumbukhli Kanye. Concerned look for Stellenbosch FC coach Steve Parker. He'll maybe taking Devon Titus off at this stage of the match is a precautionary, because on Saturday Stellenbosch FC will host Mamelodi Sundowns. I wonder what mood Mamelodi Sundowns will be after tomorrow night at FNB Stadium. These big matches are coming thick and fast early on in the season, Sean.
Yeah, I think the last result already, the fans weren't happy, were they? The loss to Orlando Pirates.
Ask the bus driver. Now, the scenes aren't to be encouraged. However, the fans, you could sense their frustration. You know, when you've been a winning side, and they are still a winning side, they're a champion side, 8 times in a row champions of the Betway Premiership, and they haven't had the greatest of success as far as the MTN 80 is concerned. That's a given. I tell you what, I think Sikusana has also put his hand up tonight. He really is playing nicely for Marumo Gallants, and Gallants looking to come away. No luck there. Moluwisani tidies up. Little touch for Butsaka. This is Lekolowani. De Jong. So far this season, every time De Jong's played, he's been substituted. Butsaka! Space for Kanye. That should have been goal number 2.
And his first goal.
And his first goal. Wow.
You've got to give credit also to Arubi. Made himself very big and difficult for Kanye to get the ball past him. Well worked by Stellenbosch.
Certainly was. Offside flag by Lubabalo Picha.
I think he was probably more concerned about Ruby coming out and actually just watching the ball and finishing it off.
De Jong battling in the middle of the park. So is Mtiani. This is Butsaka for Stellenbosch FC. It's a much more flowing Stellenbosch FC and a much more attacking one. Butsaka again on the link for Stellies. Find Pili. Oh, he's got himself away from a number of players as Chumani. Mtiani scored against Sekakuni United on Saturday. Mtiani again. Flicking towards Lekolowani. Butsaka putting in a lot of miles there towards that corner of the park. But he's got a fresh pair of legs.
Yep.
That always helps.
You can see the intention there in the corner. Definitely going to get the better of Sikosana. We're hoping for end product of that move. Didn't materialize.
With a nice little knocker on here. Mapusa! Cover came a little bit on the late side, but it came nonetheless. Moluwisani has been tremendous tonight. And given as a goal kick, Marumo Gallants looking to make another couple of substitutions. Tebogo Motlong warming up. Steve Parker in the meantime. He's made 4 changes. Still has 1 card to play. Has Steve. Marumo Gallants looking again for Ndlondlo, and I must say he's got himself into some nice positions here. His ball control and his touches have been fairly good, and the confidence he would have gotten out of playing at Chan with the national side would have helped him in no end whatsoever. A man who probably needed a boost of confidence because hasn't had much game time, that's for sure.
I think the Chan definitely helped him as far as the fitness is concerned and keeping sharp. This slot into this Marumo Gallants team.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, the celebrations that came from the Benny McCarthy coach Kenyan side beating Morocco. And then you have to remember, as we go through these substitutions, let's just take you through these 4. Sendami will make way for Tebogo Motlong. Comes on for the 3rd time as a substitute. And also coming off then will be Sekele Setole, who I really think's put in a great effort today. Simolo Tuli Mbele, and who played at Arrows and at Venda Football Club. In the meantime, Stellenbosch FC look to make a change too, with Ibrahim Jabbar about to come on for De Jong. I don't think that's too much of a surprise. I don't think De Jong finishes too many matches these days. Quite often he comes off late in a game, does the New Zealander.
I do believe he covers a lot of ground in the time he spent on the field, and you know, I think to the benefit of the team.
Yeah,
most of the attacks come through him, and I think it takes its toll on his body. But also, like you've indicated, there's another game to think about on Saturday.
Stellenbosch FC against Sundowns here. Marumo Gallants against Polokwane City on Sunday, so they'll have a further day to recover before Marumo Gallants take on Kuti Mohafe's side. Last time we heard that match was still level at 0-0. Is this one going to end 0-0? He has a header potentially with a first touch from Tebogo Motlong, which he misses. I think he missed the ball altogether. Did the 25-year-old. And a substitution for Stevie Barker, and Andre de Jong will make way for Ibrahim Jabbar, who was left out of the starting lineup in the place of Gino Palace, who himself has been substituted. Quality player Jabbar, played here, went and played in Israel with Petah Tikva. Finds himself back here in the Winelands, just at the age of 22. He really is a good player, gets his first touch as well, does the Nigerian youngster. Simone Butsaka bullied off the ball by Nhlapo.
Yes, man.
There's still time for Marumo Gallants to grab a goal to frustrate Stellenbosch FC, who at the moment are heading towards their first victory in the Betway Premiership and add to the momentum that was created by the MTN8. And Ndlondlo, nicely away by Stanic, back by Nhlapo, forward by Ngube. Sikosana, 30-year-old who played in the beginning of his career at Polokwane City, went to Free State Stars. I must say that really enjoying Ndlondlo's participation since coming on, and if you look at his stature, he's just about as big, tall, small, if you like, as is Mondi Mpambadiso.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, he's got a work rate. Clifford just been hassled a little bit. The offside flag's gone up against Marumo Gallants, and
I think Clifford was just coming from an offside position, drifting in front of Stanic. You can clearly see a good call there by assistant referee Pizza.
He's enjoying his football, the 29-year-old. Forward by Kanye. Glondlo continues to work hard in the middle of the park, searching here for Simo Lutuli. The chase will be on here for Clifford. Stevens not really under that much pressure. I'll tell you what, there was pressure on Washington and Ruby, but Lekalawani a little bit over-enthusiastic.
Oh, Ruby's a strong boy, believe me, he'll get up. Even at his age.
Really was surprised that Nube didn't intervene a little bit earlier on, but it must have been a call from Washington. Sevan turns himself inside out, but he's back on his feet. He's Washington. Coach Alejandro Lafitte will be under a little bit of scrutiny when he returns home to Bloemfontein for the match against Polokwane City on the weekend. If he, in consecutive away matches, doesn't come up with the goods. 1-0 against Amazulu, 1-0 here tonight. Tiani gives the ball away. Doesn't reach Clifford, though. Understandably, a sense of desperation from Marumo Gallants, who look as if they want to make a fourth substitution. And with Marumo Gallants pushing as much as they are for an equaliser, Stellenbosch FC might be able to find space. Lekolowani. Butsaka. It's done nicely, Butsaka. Lekolowani, easy for Washington and Ruby, wasn't challenged. I think the ball's gone behind the goal line too from the cross. So Gallants continue to push for an equaliser. Looks like they're going to bring on Katikani Mklongo, who's a fullback, which is interesting. Meantime, Glondlo, nice little run for a couple of meters, finds Mabuza. Glondlo again. Motlong from the right-hand side. Oh, and it's almost the case of Molowisani waiting for Sage Stevens and then decided almost at the last minute, I better get rid of this thing.
Oh, that's the best thing to do as a defender, not to wait on the goalkeeper, clear your lines and regroup.
Tell you what, one has to give a lot of credit to Marumo Gallants, who are putting everything on the line here. When you look up and you give possession away, that's a bit of a guilty move there. And Tabatsani can be fortunate for Mabocha's presence. 4-point Mube. Touch from Mabuza, suddenly pops up on the right-hand side. Klabo back to goal, so no chance to really set himself to pull the trigger. Doesn't stop Tabatsani from doing that.
Sage Stevens will take that all day. Let it go for a goal kick.
Final moment then for Becky Mabuza. To the starting lineup along with Kamahela Sitole by coach Alejandro Lafitte. Katikani Mflango played with Laruma United last season in the Motepe Foundation Championship. Side that is relegated along with Cape Town Spurs. Last touch from Jason Clifford. Still, just over 5 minutes remaining at the Donny Craven Stadium in Stellenbosch. And all it takes is one goal to win a football match, and that has been a common theme, Sean, between these two sides.
But it's very seldom that Stellenbosch concedes in the dying minutes of a game. I think that Kaizer Chiefs game was probably one of the few games where he conceded in the last 15 minutes.
Stellenbosch FC did the season double, home and away over Marumo Gallants in the Betway Premiership last season, but lost in the Carling knockout semi-finals, quarter-finals. At home it was Molobisani, away it was Titus in the Betway Premiership. Glondlo maybe trying to earn himself a start against Polokwane City on Sunday. It's maybe makes it a bit more impressive when you come on late and there's a fresh pair of legs. But I tell you, I've been quite impressed with Philip. Nice play by Mabocha. Jason Clifford. Good defense by Mtiani.
And Glondlo is definitely involved in most of the attacks for Marumo Gallants.
So stoppage time.
Oh, he's going to take a long throw.
Yep. Stoppage time in the violence. 4 minutes added on. I don't think I've seen a shorter guard take a long throw in. Fancies himself here. Does the 30-year-old. Not a bad effort as well. Gets a near post flick on, which is imperative. Maybe he gets second ball as well. Well, that's lovely work done by Marumo Gallants. Slippery character, and Glondlo finds a purple jersey. Tabatsani. Mube. Forward by Motlong. Nicely turned away by Eninaya, but Glondlo's there, and he really is coming up with the goods as far as first and second balls are concerned. I'll tell you what, that I'm surprised there wasn't an appeal for a handball there of Chumani Butaka. Lebakang Mabocha, it's going to be an unrelenting wave of attack from Marumo Gallants. Just enough of an interference there by Mtaka on Motlong. Anyway, will do with a clearance for Stellenbosch FC. I think they'll just want to bang the ball up the field of play.
You can see all 11 players behind the ball,
yep,
making it very difficult for Marumo Gallants to get through.
Chumani Butaka looking for second ball here. Oh, it's fallen nicely for the substitute. Little back heel as well from Kani. Now Pili. Pili trying to take on the whole side here. Still Pili. Butaka! Should have done better with that, I think.
Just turned his back at the last second. Couldn't see where the ball was coming from. Great work from Pili again. Cutting inside.
It's been a little bit quiet up to that stage, because, and that's just because Marumo Gallants were piling on all manner of pressure. Long ball this time, up towards Sikusano, who's suddenly playing as an attacking midfielder, the big centre-back. And he wins possession nicely too. No further goals in the match that we spoke about. Pirates leading all over Orbit, Richards Bay over Chipper, Stellies over Marumo here. Teeks Galaxy have scored the most amount of goals tonight with 2 over Siwilele. Clifford, handball.
It's not going for them tonight, Marumo Gallants. Almost left it a little bit too late to pile on the pressure on Stellenbosch. Definitely had opportunities to get a goal in this game.
Stellenbosch FC not interested whatsoever to go and fetch the ball to continue with play. So Ndondro has to run behind the goal of Sage Stevens to place the ball for the 34-year-old goalkeeper. Coach Lafitte is staring defeat here in Stellenbosch. Now, how are these Stellenbosch FC players going to recover? It's a tough match tonight, but remember the Sundowns have a day less to recover, and they play against a side that's really on form, Kaizer Chiefs, tomorrow. And don't forget to tune into your World of Champions for that one tomorrow night. Kaizer Chiefs against Mamelodi Sundowns. Ooh. Take your seatbelt with you, because you're might need to strap in for that one. Motlong, Nhlapo. Done well to hold on. Chabatsani trying to ghost his way into the attack past Jabba. And Tlantlo wins ahead, and he's just a little fella. No second ball. He might be a third though. Motlong's done nicely.
Anyway will do at this moment in time. It's the final seconds here.
Chabatsani, well, you're right. Steve Parker celebrates his first Betway Premiership.